Hi, I'm Reagan Gonzalez, the priest here at Church of Reconciliation. We're seeing in our news, in our country, in our social media, in our conversations with family and friends, lots about citizenship. Who belongs, how they belong, what are the rules, what are the policies, how do we fix this mess, who is in and who is out. And for us as people of faith, we have to remember that we are citizens of heaven first and foremost, above any earthly citizenship that we might carry. And we have a calling to love God with all our hearts and to love our neighbors as ourselves. And one of the biggest questions I think is coming up is, who is my neighbor? That very classic question that we get from the parable of the Good Samaritan in Luke's Gospel. So I've been reading a little bit from Amy Jill Levine's book, Short Stories by Jesus, which goes through each of the parables, particularly from a Jewish perspective. And Amy Jill Levine really talks about how radical they are. And we who have heard these stories all our lives or in various places have really forgotten how radical the hospitality and the call is from God on our lives. So I'm going to read you just a little piece of her perspective from the Good Samaritan, which is a story, of course, where the man is walking and ends up getting attacked by robbers and left on the side of the road half dead. A Levite, someone who works in the temple, comes by and walks on the other side of the road, avoiding the man. A priest walks by and also avoids the man. And then a Samaritan comes by, someone who would have been seen as a complete enemy to the Jewish people, ends up helping the man, caring for him, paying for his stay in an inn for the night, and making sure that he's okay. And so at the end of the story, Jesus asks which one was the neighbor to the man. For our parable, the lawyer's question is again misguided. To ask who is my neighbor is a polite way of asking who is not my neighbor, or who does not deserve my love, or whose lack of food or shelter can I ignore, or whom I can hate. The answer Jesus gives is no one. Everyone deserves that love. Local or alien, Jews or Gentile, terrorist or rapist, everyone. For the lawyer and for Luke's readers, the Samaritan does what God does. The divine is manifested only through our actions. Therefore, Jesus responds to the lawyer's observation not with a question and not with a parable, but with an imperative. Go, he says, and you do likewise. To speak of loving God and loving neighbor does not require theological precision. It does not ask for a particular location of worship. It does not speak of a particular book. Loving God and loving neighbor cannot exist in the abstract. They need to be enacted. We do not know what the lawyer did following this parable. All we can know is what we, upon hearing this parable in its narrative frame, will do. I invite you to be a part of a community like Reconciliation or another church in your area that is doing this good work of struggling together through the confusion of our time to try and hear what the Holy Spirit is saying to us as people of faith in order to love God and to love all of our neighbors. I invite you to check out our website and all of the wonderful activities that we have for you during this time of fear and confusion. Come and join us in community as we try to find the love of God and share that with as many people as need to hear it.